Welcome, everyone. So, let's get started with today's topic. So, I evolved myself from the lower middle class family to the rich class. So, the reason I love this topic very much is because I can actually share very important insights and experiences as I evolved from the lower middle class to rich class by myself. So, time is the number one skill to become rich. Now, you may have heard many theories about becoming rich. There are so many books in the markets are available, and I understand that in order to become wealthy or rich or crossing one level in your life, we will require so many things, right? Sometimes it depends on where we are born, which country, in which family, and are we getting which type of education, and so many different things. So there is no any denial, and there is no any argument that we need to have a mixture of so many things. But considering where you are right now, or where somebody is right now, and if they have a goal in their mind that, okay, I'm in a middle class, I'm in a lower middle class, I want to go one more level higher up. So I'm going to share my personal realizations, and I made so many mistakes while I was evolving from the lower middle class to the rich class. So one thing I realized, and one thing I can say that which is a major differentiative factor in rich or wealthy people is how they consider as a time, right? So let me give you one example that if you look at your friends, if you look at your colleagues, if you look at your relatives, most of the people do not know the value of their time, right? And ironically, while we are in the school, college, or our parents or society, we are not trained to value our time. So I'm going to repeat this very important, and I want you to understand this that we are systematically not trained to value our time. So let me give you one example. Let's say there is a software engineer, or there is a marketing guy, or there is an accountant in the bank, or a cashier, right? And if you ask them that how much money you are making, so they may tell you that, okay, I'm making $10,000 or $20,000 or $50,000 or $100,000, so and so amount, depends on which country you are. I'm just using the term dollar just to make things very easy, right? But if you ask them another question that what is the value of your time? So many of the time people will be like so surprised, so shocked, and they are clueless that what is the value of my time, right? Because again, we are not trained to value our time. So let's say there is a software engineer, right? And he's working like 9 hours, sometime overtime, or working on the weekends and whatnot, right? Now, important question is that that software engineer cracked so many interviews, he learned so many coding and programming language, he's competitive, amazing guy, team builder, everything is there. My question is he or she is getting paid for the skill or for the time, right? Let's say that particular person who is a software engineer is receiving, let's say, 100,000 per month or something like that, anything, any amount you can pick up. So ideally, if you look at it, the real world, whether you are an accountant, whether you are working in finance industry, whether you are working in anywhere in pharmaceutical industry, anywhere, we are getting paid for our skills and not for the time, right? And that's how we have been trained. So while I was in a struggling phase of my life, few times I realized this, that I'm putting 9 to 10 hours in different companies, right? But I'm losing those nine hours. I'm losing those 10 hours. And let me tell you one thing, that it's not just about putting 9 to 10 hours, right? Actually, it sucks up your 24 hours, because then you have to sleep, then you have to relax, then you have to go home, and there are few things you have to do. And most of the time in the weekend, you will get tired, you will get exhausted, you have pending things to do. So if you look at practically, it's not about putting 9 or 10 hours for someone. It's all about they will suck your entire time, 24 hours or more than 24 hours, right? And this was my biggest realization. And after that, I read a lot of books. I used to read blogs and everything. And one thing I realized is that the difference between the people who remain poor or who remain in middle class is that they never value their time. And time is an important leverage when it comes to making progress in your life, when it comes to transitioning from the lower middle class to the rich class. So here is my realization that poor people or people who are in middle class who prefer to own things rather than compare to wealthy or rich people who like to own time. Because why? Time is a leverage. If you have time, then you can make money. You can diversify your money in four business in one go. You can recruit employees. If you have a time, you can assign your business to someone to handle it. Then you can spend time with your family. Then you can focus on your health. Then you can focus on your hobbies and passion. But if you don't have a time, then forget about everything else. So this made me realize that for how many days, how many months, and for how many years, I'll just keep on giving my 24 hours to someone else. Because for them it's a leverage, and for me it's the biggest opportunity cost. So one thing I did is personally is that I tried to assign a value to my time. For example, my 1 hour could be $500, $1,000, $2,000, right? Now, this may look a little bit like crazy, but if you look at practically, if you want to make progress in your life, then you have to assign value to yourself, your time, because time is a limited commodity. Once time is gone, you can never reconcile it. It's not never going to come back, right? So time is everything actually, and time is the very scared commodity. So I tried to assign some kind of amount to my own time. And then I realized that I'm in actually loss. See, this is what happens. We are not trained to value our time, then we don't know the value of our time exactly 24 hours or 12 hours or 1 hour. But if you figure out somewhere that, okay, the value of your per hour is $5,000, $10,000, whatsoever the amount you want to put, reasonable amount based on what kind of person you are, and the money that you are getting from someone else, and then you compare it, you will see that on most of the time you are in loss. And not only that, don't stop over there. Understand that they are sucking the 24 hours of your time. And once I understood it, I started focusing on myself that, okay, if I deserve a better life and if I want to make a progress, then I have to become capable also. Because I cannot just assign some value to me tomorrow, right? I can get up in the morning and say, you know what, my per hour value is like $5,000. No. Am I even eligible for that? I can assign certain kind of time value, right? As a normal person. But if I really think that my time is much more valuable, then I have to become capable. For example, I worked on my communication skills. I started to learn different things in my life, which is affecting my health, my mental health, knowledge related to finance, knowledge related to business, knowledge related to stock market, and so many things. So as I learn more things, as I try to explore different subjects, as I try to venture into different things, started making mistake, taking risk, right? Learning from other people, it increased my capability as a person, right? And it filters out those friends or colleagues which are not important. So I am not saying, when I say value your time, I am not saying that you go crazy. You count every minute, every second, you forget a social life, you don't go to parties, you don't enjoy. As a human, we all need relaxation and everything, right? But we have to understand that it should not be always about drinks and pizzas and spending time with those people who are not adding any values to the life. For example, there could be your friends, there could be your relatives who are not at all interested in the progress. They just want to stuck at a specific phase in their life. They want to play as a victim. They will say that rich people are evil. They will have a negative understanding about wealth and money, and they will just be there in their life in a comfort zone. So I'm talking about those kind of people. So once I focus on my time, or how I value my time, or how I spend or invest my time, it automatically filtered those people who are not really adding any value to my life, who are taking their time, taking their life very lightly. They don't care about anything else, right? And you know what? After a few years, as I quit my job, started my business, became successful in my business, and so many things, I have realized that in my journey, when I started filtering out those specific people, after a few years, I was somewhere and those people were frustrated with their job. They had more liabilities due to their marriage and children. They were stuck in a particular phase in their life. And whenever I used to meet them again, it's all about frustration of their job, frustration of their marriage, frustration of the responsibility, frustration of the government, country, and so many things. Because now they missed the phase in which they could have taken risk. They never valued their time, even by far. They don't understand what is the value of their own time. So when you don't understand the value of your time, you become an easy target for the society, for your friends, for your relatives, for your boss, for your employer to use you as much as possible. They will suck everything out of you. That's what I realize. So again, let me get back to the same point that time is a leverage. If you have time, you can have most of things in your life. But if you don't have time, then even if you have so many things, you cannot even going to enjoy or explore it, right? And throughout my journey from lower middle class to rich class, that's what I realized. That's what I tried to become a little bit serious about it. Again, I have now a very small circle of friends, right? But whenever I spend time with them, it's so amazing, right? I do relax, I do yoga, meditation. Just sometimes it's nothing. Okay. So at the end of the day, start focusing on your time. Start understanding the importance of your time. Consider time is a leverage. Understand that time which you have wasted or spent unnecessary with unnecessary people is not never going to come back, right? So, and start something very simple. Assign some kind of value to your time. And if you think you deserve more, then you have to become capable more. That's how you can keep increasing the value of your time also. So, if you focus on just one simple thing, just one simple realization, you will see that you will automatically be making so many changes in your life. That's why I love this thing, that once you become serious, once I see someone is becoming serious about their time, automatically they will choose qualitative jobs, qualitative businesses, qualitative relationships, qualitative networking, and qualitative time in their life. Just focusing on one thing will give you an advantage of 20 to 30 other things. All right. So I hope you enjoy these important insights and experiences from my life. Keep in touch with me. See you in another video. Until then, I wish you lots of love and happiness.